Alright, taking the cover for the air filter off. I can see the pre-filter has got a lot of oil on it. It's not too bad, but the top of it, there's water sitting there. That means it's probably going to be water down inside the bowl. It's not going to start if it's got water in there. Alright, taking off the air filter. The bottom of the air filter is just toast. Looks like there might have been an animal chewing on that. If I look down inside the throat of the carburetor, that's all wet in there. So there's going to be water inside that carburetor. I'm just hoping it's not rusted solid. I'll find out when I get into it, so I gotta take this all apart now. Alright, I'll start by taking off the top piece. Get the plastic out of the road. This one is 5/16. Oh, I guess I didn't have to take that piece off. I left that one on there. But it's good to clean it up anyways. Got rust on there. I'll make sure we don't get any of this garbage into the carburetor if we can avoid it. The less in there we have to clean out, the better. Alright. Take these two off. Those are a 3/8, or pardon me, these are a 10mm on this one. These are just nuts going onto the studs. Vent tube on here. You can pull it off either from the plastic here or off out of the metal here. And there's lots of garbage in behind there. Lots of garbage back there. This thing was not very well maintained. For the rest of it, it looks pretty nice, but the carburation was not maintained very good. And there's definitely moisture in there. Well, for the amount of dirt and grime on there, the carburetor actually works. That way, we'll see what kind of blockages there are in the passages though, and I can guarantee you there's water in that bowl. So we're going to take that all apart now. Alright, so I cleaned up the carburetor with a rag, but in order to get it off, I found I have to take the cover off the top of the engine. So I'm going to get to that. It's 10mm and 8mm bolts to take that off, and I'm just going to pull the wiring off of the rectifier. Alright, now that I got the carburetor off, I can definitely see the idling port. It's got a bunch of rust around it. I don't know if it's, there you go, now you can see it easier. It's a bunch of rust around that hole, so I'm going to have to clean that out for sure. Clean out the rest of it, undo as much as I can. I'll have to take the bowl off, because I can guarantee you there's water inside the bottom of the bowl. I'll have to check this, see if that's working or not. I'll throw a 9-volt battery on there, see if that works. I'll go from there. Alright, let's check my fuel stopper. Put it on the body on the ground. I'll touch it to the positive. You can see it pulls in. So obviously that one is working. Alright, now the reveal. Open that up. The garbage in the bottom there. That's water in there. No bueno, no good. So I gotta clean that all up. Clean up my main jet. all full of rust. That's gonna take some cleaning. Alright, with the carburetor off, I've got a fuel line hooked on from the output of the fuel pump going into a mason jar. I also got my spark plug sitting here on the head. I'm going to do a couple checks at one time by turning this over, see if I have spark, and see what kind of mess is coming out of that fuel pump, if there's anything coming out of the fuel pump. She spins over nice and quick without having that compression on there. I'll have to look at the video to see if there's any spark, but I see absolutely nothing coming out of the fuel pump. That jar is still totally dry. So we might have a fuel issue. Well, I think I found my fuel issue. There ain't no gas in it. Nothing in there. I guess I'll have to put some gas in there. Alright, I'm going to try this one more time. I put some gas in there. I fire a little bit of carb cleaner down here. Open that throttle up. It's a lot easier to get it in there. The carburetor is not fastened down. My test is just to make sure that I'm getting fuel getting to the front. Looks like it just started flowing through. I'm gonna have to do that one more time here. Come on. A lot of compression on there. Maybe too much compression. Now the odds that there's a decompression stroke on here that is not working. Alright. Now we are getting gas. The first little bit that came through was really dirty. It's not as bad now. Considering it was fresh gas I just put in there. There's quite a bit of sediment in the bottom that came through. Now I feel confident about putting a new fuel line on there. Alright, so I got the carburetor back on there. I'm not bothering with the air filter yet because I have to get a new air filter. Let's see what she does. because you're going to have to run a little bit of fuel up into that fuel bolt. Give it a little bit more spray. Try again.